able to sleep.
Okay, good, because I definitely need to go home and sleep to wake back up at like 4:30 in the morning to play another game for the next 24 hours. So I definitely need some type of sleep.
No,
Alright, so from what I'm getting from this game that I've definitely seen, it's definitely going to be heavily based on, you know, the basic fundamentals of fighting games, and also a big footsies game. If I'm not...
it's a very big footsies game, you know, strong neutral, really rocks the day. You got Genjuro here. He's got a couple little tricks. He's got this Rekka that he can cross you up with.
Okay.
He's got a good dragon punch. He's got a card projectile, and you know he can mix you up with it. Like he can bounce it into the air. Jubei, he's got counters. He's got a fireball. He's got kind of a terrible dragon punch. But, you know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how terrible is that dragon punch? 'Cause I've seen some terrible bad DPs.
Well, you don't want to use it for anti-airs. I'll put it that way.
Oh wow, it's one of those. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so I know that specials in this game, you have, what is it? Lightning Blade was essentially your special, and then you also have Rage Heart?
Yes, if you take damage, your Rage meter builds, and that allows you to do that, which is called a weapon flipping technique, which will throw away their sword, and then, you know, while they have to pick it back up, you can go charge in, you can bully them, or you can let them pick it back up, I guess.
Okay. Now, I know one character, was it Darlie? I know if she gets her weapon taken away, and based on her meter, if she pretty much hits you with like a haymaker punch, that takes out pretty much almost all your health.
Yeah, she's got a special move that she has access to when she doesn't have her weapon, and that's this haymaker, where she just sort of walks along, spinning her arm, and then she just swings on you. And it does a ton of damage. I mean, you could get away from her; she's not moving that quick. But it's something to be mindful of if you're playing against her.
I feel like that's pretty crazy. And we're in losers top 16. This is wild. We're gonna be here forever. Oh my God, what have I done? I should have just been home.
Don't worry too much. I mean, come on. We're already flying through this match here. So you can see Genjuro just whiffed a grab there. Grabs in this game, they just sort of push someone away, and then you have the option of attacking them afterwards. But if you whiff, you just sort of stand there for, it feels like a full second, and they can just punish the hell out of you for it.
So what I just saw, I want to say it was Jubei. His hands are glowing now. I'm assuming he just went into his...
So that was the Rage Explosion, and when you do that, it's a burst that'll, you know, like that. It'll push the other person away, and you have access to the Lightning Blade, or Isen. And it's an invincible move. It'll go flying across the screen, and if it hits, it does a ton of damage. And if you don't use it, or either way, if you use it, you know, your rage meter's gone for the rest of the match. If you don't, and the rage meter just runs out, it's just gone. You don't have meter anymore.
Ooh, I can see that being a pretty... Well, actually, I wonder why the developers made it that way, where if you use it like that, it just completely takes away your rage meter, period.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. So you get the option of really big damage, but if there's another round of this match, you know, you don't get access to your weapon flip, you don't get the damage boost from rage. You just have to play it clean, really.
And that's definitely the vibe I'm getting at from this game. You definitely have to play a clean game when you're playing this. And a lot of the stuff is definitely high risk, high reward. Because you throw in like a light or medium and they parry it, you're fine. But if you're throwing out a heavy attack that I've seen and if they block it, there's like, I want to say a half second, if not a full second, where you are literally you're stunned because you got parried.
Yeah, the parries are real tricky. Looks like Jubei's up.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a long night, folks. Definitely make sure you're in it for this, guys. And these are all 2 out of 3, aren't they? Oh,
I think so, yeah.
Woo, okay. So definitely, guys, strap yourselves in because we got some good old SamSho for you all tonight.
Yep, get ready to go in late to work.
Oh, I'm off the next 4 days, so I'm good. Forget that. Oh, no.
Oh, lucky you.
I knew what was happening.
So that's the dragon punch I was talking about.
Okay.
As you can see, if you whiffs it, he's just ready to get blasted.
Yep. Okay, that's a pretty good fireball from Genjuro. I definitely like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a strong fireball. It doesn't move super fast, so he can control space pretty well with it. Counter hits do pretty good damage, so and with how slow everything tends to be in this game, it's pretty easy to get a counter hit. Like that was a counter hit.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
There's some big damage. See, combos in this game are very short, very simple, but they do a ton of damage.
Oh yeah. That's definitely what the game devs wanted for this game, was they wanted this to not be too combo complex, but to have like maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4th attack, and then really just have your attack do a considerable amount of damage, which is exactly what we're seeing now.
Exactly.
And I feel like a lot of these abilities from the characters just have they last forever. Like his DP lasts forever, which is why no one wants to use it, period, especially for what it should be used for in anti-air, but it's just like it drags him across the screen and then rises up, but if it gets blocked, you're in for a whole world of hurt.
Oh yeah. Now what we're not really seeing is Jubei's counters, which do a lot of damage if he actually nails them. They seem to be playing it fairly straight there.
All right, now see, with the plus 12%, I'm assuming that with the counter, that just increases their overall damage by whatever percent?
That's the percentage increase on the damage.
Okay.
And I believe in this game it's based on how strong their attack, you're counter hitting it.
Okay.
So like a Fierce, you'll get a little more counter damage.
Oh, and he goes
into the burst.
Goes in the Rage Burst, okay.
So now Genjuro has to be very careful. Just watch for that.
Ooh, wow. What was that?
That was the Lightning Blade, and if that had hit, that would have been, a match. Genjuro would have been wiped out.
Jesus.
But he wasn't, so he just won the match.
Because what is it? I know that Genjuro tried to go in. Jubei tried to go in for the hit, but then Genjuro blocked something, and then slashed him from behind, which took like a phenomenal amount of health. That was just one hit.
That was just one hit.
Do you also take? You don't also take increased damage when you're in a Rage Burst, do you?
You do more damage.
Yeah, you do more damage, because I was like, he just took a lot of damage in Rage Burst. I was like, I feel just from one hit too. So that wasn't even a heavy looking attack. So I was kind of confused as to why he took that much damage.
Yeah, the E-Sen does a lot of damage, so I think the counter hit is just very high on that.
Okay.
But it does more damage the less life you have. So like once you burst, the less life you have, the longer the rage meter is during your explosion period.
Okay.
And that means the more the E-Sen, the Lightning Blade, will do more damage.
Okay, I got it.
Up to like, close to like 70-80%. So you can win a round like from way behind if you land that.
Nice. So yeah, so it's definitely one of those high risk, high reward situations. Because once you even get into E-Sen, you said it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you even, well, not E-Sen, but once you get into Rage Burst, you have that option to either use E-Sen or just stay in Rage Burst the entire time just for the increased damage, which can help you either way. So definitely does in fact give you a lot of options, that mechanic, which I do in fact like.
It does, and you can do the weapon flipping technique out of it too. That'll also end your rage. But what makes it useful is in this case, they'll be scared of the Lightning Blade typically because it comes out so fast and it's invincible. You do anything, you can get hit by it. It's only 3 buttons. There's no motion to input it.
Oh, wow.
It's just very quick. So you really have to try and bait it or just play real defensively. And they can grab you and land it after that, although the damage gets scaled considerably.
Yes, I definitely heard that the damage from grabs or damage after grabs is definitely scaled tremendously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Genjuro has a very strong Dragon Punch game in this one, as you can see.
I'm definitely saying that. Oh, and they both enter Raid Burst. Okay. So pretty much who's going to throw out the E-Sen first?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
There it was. It was Genjuro. He's got it.
Wow.
And now Jubei doesn't have that resource anymore either.
Wait, so that lasts for the entirety of the match?
If once you use it, you don't get it back. So he can't Rage Burst again. He doesn't have meter. So
I figured it would reset after the round, but that's just it for the game. Wow.
That's it for the match.
Wow.
So Well, the other thing we haven't really seen are the super special moves. And those are something new to this game. Every character has access to one. You can do it anytime, but only once per match. And those do a lot of damage as well.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar with what these two guys, what their super specials are, but they might not be particularly useful, and that's why they're not using them, or they might just not be thinking about them.
All right, so I'm going to assume that because your meter can just be expended just like that, but essentially